after Stephen's selection as a deacon to serve the needs of the community, a servant that the text says is full of grace and power, verse 8. He now comes to the center stage for a while in the text. And here he stands accused of blasphemy, and he will soon give an impassioned speech. But first, I want us to try to empathize with his accusers just a bit. Willie Jennings helps us do that by saying that their reaction to Stephen and to the message of the apostles comes from a place of fear and a place of protecting something that is important to them about their identity and their place in the world from a perceived threat. Jennings goes on to help us as the church of the 21st century identify with Stephen's accusers by saying this, quote, "The church has often failed to see in this moment not an analogy, but the reality out of which it comes to be church. We will be born in the tight space between faith and fear, and forever live in that space. Only the Holy Spirit keeps that space from collapsing in on us. When and where the church resists the Spirit, we will see again and again that mournful collapse," end quote. That tight space between faith and fear held from collapse by the Spirit. It sounds really familiar to us right about now, doesn't it? Living amid the fear of a pandemic, amid all of the grief and the loss that we have from the deaths that have occurred, but also from being at a distance from the community that has sustained us for so long, a place between faith and fear. And I want to note that this is a very different tension than the one we usually set up with faith, between faith and doubt. This is not faith versus doubt, it's faith versus fear. I'm not even sure that versus is the right word to use, because it is not the case that one is fighting with the other in Jennings' description of what's happening here, but they are held in tension. And our work as the church is attending to the ways that the Spirit is holding space for us to live between faith and fear. And I wonder for you, moving into a new week in the midst of a very difficult, challenging era, how you are participating with the Spirit in that space between faith and fear, and where you see the Spirit holding space for you in this critical moment. I'd love to hear some of those reflections for you. Take care.